April 7th, 1945, Tokyo Bay, dawn light over the home islands. More than 90 P-51D Mustangs from the 15th and 21st Fighter Groups slide into their rendezvous, silver wings catching the sun. In one cockpit, Major James B. Tapp steadies his fighter. 650 caliber M2 Browning machine guns sit ready with armor-piercing incendiary rounds. The early P-51D arrangement gave 500 rounds to each inboard gun and roughly 270 to the others. A total near 1,880 rounds, later trimmed for reliability. Mount Fuji looms off the left wing. Its snowcap is a compass needle in the clear morning air. This mission had been labeled impossible only 2 years earlier. Single-engine fighters escorting Boeing B-29 Super Fortresses deep over Japan, then returning to base. The key lay hundreds of miles away on Iwo Jima, seized at terrible cost, then paved by Navy construction battalions into airstrips almost overnight. From there, the Mustangs reached Tokyo on the strength of 2 110-gallon drop tanks, careful fuel management, and a Merlin engine that sipped when asked and roared when needed. At first contact, the shock is immediate. Japanese pilots had been told no land-based American fighter could cross that oceanic gap. Yet here they are over the imperial capital. Not carrier fighters, Army Air Force's Mustangs. The interceptors rise. Nakajima Ki 84 Hayate, the Allied Frank. Kine by Dern Diufhard V. Kai 43 Hayabusa. Ki 44 Shoki. Ki 61 Hien. Navy A6 Emimbrain Phi. M0. N1 K 2J Shiden Kai. The Hayate is Japan's most formidable late war fighter, and on paper it can outclimb and outturn a Mustang at some altitudes. But paper means little in the cold air above 20,000 feet. By then, the P-51D is in its element. The Packard-built Merlin, with a 2-stage, 2-speed supercharger, feeds dense air to the cylinders where radial engines are gasping. About 1,700 horsepower with water injection at takeoff. A top speed near 440 miles per hour at roughly 25,000 feet. A service ceiling around 42,000 feet. The laminar flow wing, refined by North Americans Edgar Schmuid, keeps drag low and control crisp in high-speed dives. In a stoop, the Mustang remains solid near 500 miles per hour. Many opponents do not. Firepower is mathematics. 6 Brownings at roughly 800 rounds per minute each. A swarm of about 80 rounds per second. Armor-piercing incendiary bullets strike with speed and mass, pierce engine blocks, and light fuel. A half-second burst can end a fight. The Hayate should be a match. Its Nakajima Ha-45 Homar engine promises 2,000 horsepower with water methanol injection and a single-stage, 2-speed supercharger. In prototype trim, speeds near 420 miles per hour appeared possible. Reality is cruel. Wartime shortages and bombardment degrade metals, heat treatment, and precision. The Homar grows temperamental, rough at high power, quick to overheat. Landing gear welds and struts bend when pilots can least afford it. Fuel depresses the story further. While Americans run on high-octane gasoline blended for supercharged engines, Japanese units fly on low-octane substitutes, sometimes mixed with alcohol or pine root oil. Detonation batters pistons and valves. Power falls away just when a pilot needs it most. Combat tells its own story. Mustang formations cut through in disciplined pairs. Dive. Fire. Zoom climb. Do it again. Many Japanese flights lack experienced leaders. Wingmen hesitate. Attacks lose cohesion. Years of attrition over the Solomons, New Guinea, and the Philippines have thinned the veteran ranks. By 1945, replacements often bring 50 to 100 hours in the cockpit, with little gunnery practice and no instrument training. American pilots arrive with 400 to 600 hours, extensive gunnery, and a playbook sharpened in Europe. Navigation underscores the divide. The Mustang pilots depart Iwo Jima on time, ride a cruise setting that burns roughly 65 gallons per hour, and hit the bomber stream within minutes. They drop the silver tanks at the coast and slide into escort positions. If shot down, lifeguard submarines and Dumbo flying boats wait along the route. Japanese pilots scramble with worn instruments, outdated maps, and no hope of rescue if they fall into the sea. When the first mission ends, claims tally to more than 24 enemy aircraft destroyed for light losses. Ratios vary by day, but the pattern hardens. At altitude, the Merlin sings. The Hayate wheezes. In the vertical, the P-51 owns the fight. The greater truth is strategic. American industry turns out Mustangs in the thousands, with quality rising even as output peaks. Japan's factories, starved of materials and battered from the air, can barely keep aircraft flying. On that April morning over Tokyo, the shock was not only the sight of Mustangs, it was the sound of inevitability.